they're trying to depend on fucking Batman's father to could give them relief.
And then she's pretty much does a jab at him there, you know? It's just
like this is your son. He's trying to do everything he can to make sure he's giving you baths and putting you to bed. And
it's just, he's just
miserable. And you can tell he's feeling good after that too. He's dancing with his mother. Yeah. Like that was a beautiful moment. He's dancing so with mom and he's feeling good. I just came off a date, mom. And like, little you know, it's all in his damn head.
Yeah.
But
and that's when you realize like this is the narration of Arthur Fleck, the Joker. He is an unreliable narrator. What did we watch? Is it real? Is it not real? Is it real mixed with unreal? Right. Any interpretation by the conclusion of the movie can be true.
Yeah, exactly. Because we don't know. Even right now, we still don't know what happened and what didn't happen. Like, we just don't know.
After 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know what happened.
We really don't know, man. But that shit was nuts, man. It's a complete.
But then how about this part? When he opens the letter?
Yeah.
I want to know what your thought.
Yeah, man. So he opens the letter and he's reading it, and she's like, yeah, you know, this is your son. And my first thought was like, wait, hold on. Batman and Joker were brothers? Wait, what? That don't make no sense.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
They're half brothers? It's like, what's going on?
So then, he goes to the Wayner Mansion.
And he was so happy when he was going there.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to meet my dad. I'm going to meet my little brother. He didn't say those things, but you can see it.
Yeah, and he goes there and he sees Bruce, like young Bruce. And, you know, he's dancing and then he, you know, doing magic tricks and whatnot.
He did go a little too far by putting his fingers in his mouth.
That was messed up.
That was
kind of gross.
That was gross.
But
that's the Joker.
Yeah. I just want to make him smile. And then
he grabs
Alfred. Almost he chokes him out.
That just snap. Like that came out of nowhere.
But that just shows like, okay, he's starting to break.
Yep.
He's starting to crack.
And that's the thing. The whole movie is showing him
little by little,
cracking.
And until eventually to the end. But he's starting to crack. And then, you know, he sneaks into the movie theater and he confronts what's his name? Not Bruce Wayne.
No, his father.
What's his damn name?
I forgot. I don't know why I'm forgetting names right now.
Batman's dad, Mr. Wayne. That's called Mr. Wayne. So he confronts Mr. Wayne, and he's like, I read the letter. You're my father. He's like, no, your mother. And then he learns the truth about his mother from Mr. Wayne.
He learns enough truth of his mother until he actually goes the
right. Yeah, exactly. He
because he's like, why does everyone keep saying that?
And he's like, your mother's a lunatic. He's like, don't talk about my mother like that. Yo, your mother. I don't care. Yo, as a kid, your mother's the most beautiful person in the world. You don't want to hear nobody talking bad about your mom.
Yeah, it's like, why do you think that would be okay to start saying something like that? You could just say like, no, I'm sorry, it's a misunderstanding. Yeah. Or there's a different way to say it. But at the same time, the one thing I loved about why am I forgetting his name? Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne. I'm about to look it up.
Why am I forgetting it? I don't know why. Well, I'll have you get his name. You got his name there?
Thomas Wayne.
So, is that every portrayal of any Batman movie or any Batman comic, Thomas Wayne is the hero. Thomas Wayne is the shining light that helped lead Batman to, you know, avenge his family. They always talk positive. This dude was evil.
He's a dick.
You know what? I wouldn't say... Would evil be good? Like this dude,
he was. Yo, honestly,
he's a horrible human.
He felt like a portrayal of Trump.
I was going to mention that
he felt like a portrayal of Trump. Like I was like, yo, this dude is Donald Trump
because like he even called the masses clowns.
Right.
He said that, you know, if you can't, you know, get your life together, you don't, you know, you're essentially a piece of shit.
And when he said that, it reminded me when Trump called like NFL players that took a knee sons of bitches.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
And was it, and then the question is, were they trying to put a political reference, or that's just Gotham though at the same time? And the sad thing is Trump plays a Gotham, you know, like horrible person. So it's just like, that's sad.
It's crazy, right?
But I love the fact that they showed a different perspective of Thomas.
Yeah.
Because you never see that.
Yeah.
And the thing is it the true it is the true perspective, and it's cool because it's also Joker's perspective.
Right.
So this movie is his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Batman's movie is his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it was just very creative how you can... We've always wanted a villain movie. We've never done a villain movie like this. This show is like a great showcase of what a super villain movie protagonist is.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's like, are we rooting for him? We're rooting for him to a certain certain parts, but we know and acknowledge he goes off the deep end.
Right.
So it's just like, it was amazing. But let's continue going down it.
Yeah. So, Mises confronts Thomas Wayne, and then, he gets punched in the face, and then he goes to the Arkham Asylum, and he's able to
that was a heartbreaking moment.
It was tough. That was tough to watch.
Because the guy, I don't know where he was, a secretary or something like that.
Yeah, the dude that found the files.
When he starts reading and it was so messed up, he looks at him and he's like, You're her son, right?
Right.
And he's like, yeah. And so he closes it because there's no way you can, as any sane human being, continue reading that messed up. He was abused. He probably was a perfectly normal boy, and he was so badly abused that it caused him to have these mental issues.
They said he was tied up to a radiator, and he was beat severely, and then was malnutrition, and
you do it does like a flashback kind of when the doctor is talking to his mother, and he's in the corner watching, and then she kept on saying he was such a good boy,
right?
He was so quiet, and it's just messed up, and then he steals it. Starts reading the whole thing.
Well, the wait for he steals it and he just runs off with it, man. Like I don't like that run.
You love the run.
That run is like, yo, that joint is symptomatic to me, man. Like, damn, that's joint is crazy. Yeah, like you say, he runs to the hallway and reads it, and
that's when they do the flashback part. But
you can tell like it fucks him, man. It's like
that's the breaking point.
Yeah, it just fucks him.
That is the true breaking point, because then he runs into his delusion old girlfriend's apartment,
right?
And then that's when the audience knows, when she comes out.
She's, oh my God.
Right there. Yeah. Instantly. You knew.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, you want me to call somebody? Your name is Arthur, right?
So that,
you want to call your mother? I'm like, damn. And then they do the flashbacks to like all the scenes where she was there, but she really wasn't. Yeah. And I'm like, man. And like, you could tell, like, what I took from it, I was like, yo, out of all the shit that he was dealing with in this world, like, his mother was the one person that he can go to and like rely upon, you know what I mean? Find comfort.
When you find out she's
probably the reason why you are who you are right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, yo.
She is the reason why he is who he is.
Man. And then, he goes to the hospital and she's had that mental breakdown now, and, he goes and kills her.
And I think that part there was the death of Arthur Fleck.
I want to get your opinion on that one, because me and my girl was talking about it. And I felt like that was him being like not necessarily spiteful, but him being like like a relief to her. Like, because like this is how I feel. This is how I perceived it. He felt like the system has failed him, and he's mentioned it. Like, yo, like they're shutting down, like they cut him off on his meds, and like they're shutting down the program and things like that. The system failed him, and he's probably thinking like, yo, the system failed my mother, which in turn made her fail me as her son, and then now the system's failing me. So instead of having the system keep fucking us over, I'm going to end this for her right now. As a sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not putting her out of her misery type deal.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of the sense I got from it.
I got a little different sense.
Okay.
I mentioned it really briefly. I believe that scene was the death of Arthur.
Okay.
Anything that connected to him.
Yeah.
If the thing is to be true, he's an orphan. It's not, she raised him horribly, but maybe now he realized, I don't have a connection in her anymore.
Yeah. She's
not my mother. She allowed her abusive boyfriend to abuse the holy hell out of me. I think he was putting to rest his identity as Arthur Fleck.
I like that.
That's how I took it.
Yeah.
Because he didn't violently kill her.
Yeah.
He smothered her.
Right.
But he didn't, while he was doing it, he wasn't like, or anything. I forgot what he said when he did it. But he said something, and then he went over and smothered her.
Right.
And I feel like that was the symbolic end of the connection he had with Arthur Fleck and anyone that was associated with him.
Became fully the Joker.
It became fully Joker. Because after that...
Yeah, everything went... Yeah, he went fucking nuts, yo. Like, he went home and got into the fridge.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, he just like took all the stuff out.
Because I'm going to rewatch the movie and
me
try
too.
to reanalyze it.
Yeah.
He took all the stuff out, went right into the fridge. Mm-hmm. And then, isn't that shortly after when his friends came over? No, the phone rang. He got on the Murray show.
Yeah, got on the Murray show, and he's like practicing, like walking out on stage, and you kind of figure he's putting together right his plan and what he's going to do.
Let's talk about that right there before we get to the friends.
Okay.
He's practicing walking out on stage, and he's trying to get it down. He's trying to get down. As you can tell too, from the beginning of the movie and up until then, his confidence has been steadily increasing.
Right.
Everything has been increasing, but he still has his things. He's no longer on his meds, and he's still doing stuff. Because I still in the understanding that the movie was standalone, I fully believed he was going to kill himself on the Murray show.
I did too.
Like there was, I didn't have any doubt that he was going to do anything else.
Right.
Because it was just like it was so good.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was just too real.
Right.
Like because that was the joke.
Yeah.
The joke was, like the thing is, he couldn't create long jokes.
Yeah.
I'm doing quotes. So that's why it was a knock, knock, boom.
Right.
It was a quick to the punchline.
Right.
Bam. Dead. And because he didn't believe his life had any meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully after that, his life would have more meaning. And when he was acting that out, I just like,
yeah,
I still felt for him.
Yeah, you still felt for him.
I was crushed. It's like, because now he's at the point, he has nothing, his mother's gone. He has nothing. He doesn't have a girlfriend because it was all fictitious. It was all in his head.
Right.
Everything, all the happy moments were in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, this is it. He's going to kill himself. I was so convinced.
Yeah, me too.
And when he put the gun to his under his chin and acted out his death, I felt horrible for him.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, everything failed you.
Mm-hmm. Everything.
And before we continue, the coolest thing is, usually with like villains or evil people, you don't get their backstory, you don't get their mindset, you're not able to look at them as a human being. And what I loved about this movie is that you got to see him as a human being, because most criminals, people just like to say they're a criminal, they're messed up, and that's it. Right. They don't want to go into anything else.
Right.
And this movie forced you to go through that.
Yeah.
Because he's still a bad person. I'm not saying he's not a bad person. He needs severe help. But it's cool that you got to finally see the perspective of, it's like why people are so, fascinated on like, what is it? To Be a Murderer or something like that. The Netflix thing?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm saying it wrong.
The joint with, that shows like all the, like the one-on-ones, like the serial killers and shit like that. I know what you're talking about.
People are fascinated by serial killers because they're like, why do they do that? Why do they do that? And it's like, there's reasons why they do it. It doesn't mean that their reasons are justified to our reasons, but they do it for reasons. And that's what that movie did. But after that scene, we'll continue.
Yeah. So yeah, he's practicing his death, and then his friends, like, they come over and they're like, oh yeah, did he dye his hair at this time? Did he dye his hair green yet?
He dyed his hair green, and he was putting the white, and it was just the white face.
Yeah.
And that was creepy.
Yeah, he's like putting the white face on, he's dancing, and then he's like putting it on his tongue.
When his friends came in, quote unquote, friends came in, he was in the hallway.
Yeah.
And he had his arms up, and he had his head twisted. Like, that's right there was like a perfect, like, it was perfect symbolism, like, he's gone.
Yeah.
He is not Arthur Fleck.
Right.
Like, this dude is the Joker.
And then he grabbed the scissors before he went over there.
He already knew.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, he's about to do something. And then they walk in, like, oh yeah, he's about to kill that motherfucker. And then he walks in. He's like, yeah, Arthur, I'm sorry about this. He's like, yeah, you know what, man, don't worry about it. Man.
The little guy.
Yeah.
He was a friend. He was a friend.
He was cool. Yeah,
Not
he was cool with him. But yeah, he stabbed him in the eye, and then
the big guy. He stabbed the big guy in the
stabbed the big dude
right in the neck first.
He stabbed him in the eye first.
I thought it was
the eye.
It was the eye, then the
eye,
neck.
then the neck. Okay. Yes.
So he stabs the eye, then the stabs the neck, and then beats his face on. God.
And then lays right next to him, God. And then like the little man is sitting there going, "Oh my God, Arthur!"
I felt like as an audience that I was that little guy.
Yeah, seriously.
I felt his fear. I felt the unpredictability of the scene, the uncomfortableness of the scene, and he's screaming and screaming. And he's like, "Arthur, Arthur!"
So why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then like he's like, I'm not gonna hurt you. You're free to go. And he's walking by.
Man,
he like jumped at him. I thought that was kind of funny.
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
it was messed up.
But it's messed up. And then like,
when I tell you the whole entire audience squirmed at that part.
No, he can't reach the door. I'm like, oh man.
I literally had my hands over my mouth and I was pressing against the chair.